go to Jay, who is a Liverpool fan. Jay, good evening.
How's it going, Jason? How's it going, Jamie?
All right, Jay.
Good, Jay. Look, big night for you. Easy in the end.
Do you know what? I was listening to that Nasser before.
Yes.
And I've never heard anyone so clueless in my life. I've never, ever seen an easier Champions League semi-final than that in my life.
No.
Ever.
It's credit to Liverpool. I did say credit to Liverpool at the very, very top of the show. You know, you can't take anything away from Liverpool at all.
Liverpool were great, but at the end of the day, Everton gave us more of a fight at the weekend. They're in the relegation zone. And people are saying Villarreal, Champions League final, quality. Absolutely not.
I mean, look, you take it. You don't care. You know, who cares? No one remembers the semi-finalists, do they? So you don't care. You move on. You're going to be in the final. But is there any inkling of maybe 2-0 wasn't quite enough? Because if I was Unai Emery, I'd come in after the game and say, lads, we were absolutely shocking tonight. It's one of the worst performances we've had, and we've walked away from Anfield only 2-0 down.
But do you have any inkling in your mind the fact that it's a 2-goal deficit? We go over there. Liverpool won't score.
No, I can't. Of course they will. Of course they will.
So put that in your mind. It's more of it's going to be 3 or 4. And the fact that I heard Cundy say before, all about Man City, Liverpool haven't beat them. Hang on, Man City haven't beaten Liverpool this season once. Liverpool have lost 3 games out of 55 this season. They'll have played, when they get through to the final, which they will, they'll have played in every single game of football so far this season.
There's some going. I mean, that's
it's about time that someone realised that Man City aren't all that. They might play.
They're the closest things right now.
They're the closest thing, yeah.
I'd say right now, Liverpool just edge it. Just edge it.
Hold on, they're top.
I know, but
right now for Klopp.
I would say right now, if it was a straight race, the standing still race right now between the end of the season, I'd just nudge Liverpool. Have Liverpool.
Exactly. And if you
they got that point, haven't they? That's the one. They got the point.
Would he swap Liverpool's position for Man City? Liverpool have got 1 trophy in the bag. They've got an FA Cup final, which they don't have. 1 point in it, and they are the form team. Pep would snatch your hand off.
You do, yeah. I mean, look, I know you know this, but there's someone somewhere has got to get points off City. Someone's got to do that.
Leeds, mate, after that battle with City, after Real Madrid's battle last night, you have no idea. Leeds may give them a battle.
Yeah.
All right,
every chance.
Jay, great call, Jay. Let's go to Richard, who's a Liverpool fan. Richard.
Good evening, gents. How are you?
Yeah, good, Rich. You coming home from the game. Talk me through it. How was it? The atmosphere in the ground. It looked incredible.
I was on the carpet. It was absolutely brilliant. I've been lucky enough over the last few years to be at a number of Champions League games, and that was amazing. Again, they always are European nights. What I would say, I don't think the two are mutually exclusive. I think Liverpool were very, very good, and Villarreal were, you're right, you're very, very poor. They offered nothing. But I think part of that was because Liverpool gave them no chance to offer anything.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
The one thing I would say, I know you're talking about sort of whether we could have had another goal or anything like that. We obviously had 2 goals disallowed for offside. Thiago hit the bar from 30 yards out. I think.
Rich, just in the last 20 minutes when they got the 2 goals, I felt like that's what Liverpool do. They'll keep going. They won't take their foot off the gas.
I think had we not got a crucial league match against Newcastle on Saturday, we probably would have done. And it showed back in 2018 when we played Roma in the semi-final. We were 5-0 up at one point. Do you know what I mean? At that point, we then took our foot off the gas a little bit. We conceded 2 late goals, and obviously we progressed to the final anyway. But I think for tonight, Villarreal went into that game hoping to do what Atletico Madrid do to other teams, frustrate them, waste time, play act, do all of that sort of stuff. The only thing is they're not as good as Atletico at doing that. So they couldn't get out of first gear at all. Liverpool didn't let them play football in the least. I mean, they couldn't string 2 passes together for the first 30 minutes.
But that's what frustrated me, Richard. Like Villarreal, all right, you can defend deep and you can, try and nullify Liverpool's attack. But when you win it back, come on, have a bit more quality. I mean, they were just oofing it and kicking it out of play. I was thinking, really? This team, semi-finalists?
They couldn't go anywhere else with it, because with the pace of Canate and Van Dijk, and then you've got, obviously, the threat of Alexander-Arnold and Robertson on the wings. What can you do in that situation?
No, you're right.
Do you know what I mean? I'm right there with, I'm always one to sort of pick holes in my own team and go, well, actually, we could be better here or we could be better, a little bit better there. At this moment, I don't see a weakness in this Liverpool team. No. And what I would say is at 2-0, yes, on paper the tie looks like it's over. If that Villarreal team turn up next week and that Liverpool team turn up next week, the tie is dead and buried. However, what I would say is at 2-0, there is still that threat. There's still that little thing in the back of the Liverpool players' minds, which I think is good because it means we won't take our foot off the gas in the next leg. 3-0 up in Istanbul, AC Milan thought they'd won the European Cup, and it showed.
Yeah.
They took their foot completely off the gas. Liverpool went out and they had nothing to lose. At 2-0, Liverpool aren't going to make that mistake. If it was 3 or 4-0, I think Liverpool possibly would go there like a bit more relaxed than they would be now. So I think in that respect, 2-0 is a really good job. And I think if we were talking about that being a Premier League game, everyone would be saying what a professional game that was.
Of course.
You know,
Absolutely.
Liverpool had a job to do, went out, did it professionally, got it done, and move on to Newcastle.
Yeah, and thanks
All right,
for
Rick,
the call.
thanks for the call.
Yeah, and he's right. That Liverpool done everything they needed to do. Right. The only thing is, which you to get the really perfect performance,
Was it
maybe
3-0?
at least 1 or maybe 2 more goals, which the performance deserved, by the way. Which the gap between the two sides was that big that really the scoreline does not reflect the way that the game was. But from what I've seen there tonight, mate, and what I've seen this season in Liverpool, Villarreal have got no chance
But
of
then,
getting...
you know what? We say that. You know, they won the game 2-0. You look at, Man City last night. They were brilliant against Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And
the scoreline didn't reflect that either, did it?
the scoreline didn't reflect the performance. And they kept trying to get more. And then actually, Real Madrid come back into it. So... maybe we don't know what we're talking about.
No, well, look, both English sides were the better team in both of those games, comfortably. Liverpool's scoreline could have been more. Man City should have been more.
All right, let's go to Mike, who's a Liverpool fan. Mike.
Hello, gents. You okay?
Yeah, good,
Right,
Mike. Good. You was at the game. Talk me through how you see it.
I was. You know what? I'm like flipping the script here because so many beds are on the blower. I hear them all the time, and we're talking about like the flaws, or are we going to do it? Can we do it? When will we do it? Do you know what, lads? I'm telling you now, right? I've been going to games for donkeys. Before me dad and my granddad did, they're always barking on about Rushy, Barnes, they were the days, this, that. These are our days. I'm telling you now, we will win the quadruple. City will slip up somewhere along the line. Our defence is head and shoulders over their defence. They're dropping like flies. They are dropping like flies, and they're vulnerable at the back. We're not vulnerable at the back. They're going to slip up, and we are going to win the lot. We shouldn't be. There's no need to even critique us, because these are the days to be a Red. Yes, you know what? The investment's not going to be there to come. You look at Newcastle now. City have got it. Chelsea are always going to have it. You've got to just wait. We're at peak. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy the ride, lad, because it's never going to get any better than this for us now.
No, well, Mike, look, it's hard to compare eras and almost impossible. I talked to my dad about it, and my dad talks about the days of Liverpool back when they dominated with, Kenny Dalglish and you talk Ian Rush and the players that they had. And he said, James, you've never seen a team as good as this. They were unbelievable.
Yeah.
Are this team better?
Absolutely. I think so. I mean, listen, I'm comparing based on what I see. My dad will tell me different. My granddad would have told him different. But I'm at the game every week, and I'm telling you now, this team is fluent, it's flamboyant, it just does things. Like, we've all seen playbacks of Dalglish. Me, I mean, I'm 34 years of age, so I'm relying on videos or hearsay. What I see now in front of me, Salah, Mane, I'd even put Bobby Firmino in the mix. That fella's a legend. What I'm seeing now, they bleed for this club, they fight for this club, and they're so exciting to watch. I think they tick all of the boxes, and they'll go down in history. We need more trophies to be in that calibre, I agree. But it's coming. We're going to have 4 at the end of this year anyway, so who cares?
Do you know what? So I do remember those Liverpool teams of the 80s.
Do you, yeah?
I remember
Well,
those
old.
teams.
You are
I
old.
am old. Mark Lawrenson and Alan Hudson at the back, Phil Neal, Grobbelaar, you had Souness in the middle of the park. Obviously Dalglish and then Keegan, of course, a little bit later, and then of course, Barnes was a little bit after that. But that team that I remember, Kennedy scoring the penalty against, I think was it Roma? But I remember that Liverpool team. It's hard to compare now, because what this Liverpool team are doing is different. It's done in a different way. all over the pitch, Liverpool had back then, they were by far the best side in the country.
There was
and the best
no
side
weak link in their team, right?
I don't remember it, but I don't remember them doing. It feels different. It feels like it's a better team, but only because the pace of the game as well has changed, right?
Yeah, of course.
And the speed and the way that Liverpool swarmed it, and of course now it's more of a squad game. You know, back then you could pretty much name the Liverpool team.
Yeah.
That you were going to see.
Yeah.
But now it's different. You know, now you can't name the front three, depending on how Klopp wants to see it.